to you to give my all. I come to you to stand up tall, and I come to you to give my life. I come to you in all this strife, and I wanna touch the sky. I wanna jump up high. I wanna run to you today. I wanna touch the sky. I wanna jump up high. I wanna run to you today. To love your name is to sacrifice and to follow you. It's to put on us everything I want, everything that's nice. To give it up, it's to do what's right. And I wanna touch the sky. I wanna jump up high. I wanna run to you today. I wanna touch the sky. I wanna jump up high.
East London, Buffalo City, the perfect place to raise a family. Exotic, tranquil, beautiful. One can't think of a better place to raise children. And while all children are unique, some are born a little more special.
With all that life throws at you, with every complication, how are you meant to feel? And even when you're kneeling, you tend to leave out emotions that make your prayer life real. A little denial from your hurt and doesn't get you anywhere. A little denial from your hurt and doesn't get you anywhere. Jesus, I know you're greater than my heart, and on that cross you played your...
I'm Professor Dennis Viljoen. I'm Head of Human Genetics at the University of the Witwatersrand and the National Health Laboratory Service. Part of my duty is to provide dysmorphology services to Gauteng and to other provinces nearby. We talk about Williams syndrome today, and I just thought I'd like to give you some insights that have come from my clinical responsibilities with regard to Williams syndrome. Williams syndrome is a relatively common genetic disorder. It is due to a small gap in chromosome 7, which means that it translates to the fact that several genes in that gap are missing on the affected chromosome. Obviously, one chromosome comes from each parent, so there are pairs of genes that are related in this syndrome. So several genes are absent on one of the chromosome 7 pairs.
There are a large number of genetic disorders and children with special needs in our communities. Some of the more common and the ones that people would be more familiar with are children with Down syndrome, and that has a frequency of about 1 in 600 children. And then we have children with autism, who are children who also have special needs, and that is probably about 1 in 1,000 or less frequent in occurrence. And then the more rare genetic disorders, such as Williams syndrome, which affects probably only 1 in 20,000 children, so it's a rare condition but has profound effects. We have known about it, or it was described in the early 60s by a New Zealand physician, Dr. Williams, and our understanding of Williams syndrome has increased and grown over the years as medical advances have been made. Both men and women are affected. It's a genetic condition associated with intellectual disability and a number of distinctive behavioural and psychological features. Many children have characteristic facial appearance, It's usually described as an elfin face with a long, narrow face and neck, a short, upturned nose, a long upper lip with a wide mouth and small jaw.
These children classically are small. They present as being relatively happy, friendly, outgoing, but very busy children. And then they've got the classical facial features with a pixie-like appearance, with the up tilted little nose and smallish eyes, and they look like little pixies, these children. So that would be the best description.
We know that the genetic condition is caused by a deletion of chromosome 7q, and this has implications for the body. The chromosome is used in making elastin, which is a component of the elastic fibers in various organs. And as a result of this missing link, the facial features, the heart problems that result, and the problems with joint and bones can be explained.
So, Williams syndrome, a unique clinical entity. However, Williams syndrome itself can overlap with several other genetic and birth defects. These may include something like the fetal alcohol syndrome, which has very similar features. Fetal alcohol syndrome also has a clinical face that can be recognized with short stature, underweight for age, and a degree of mental retardation.
The type of doctor who quite often sees them right at the beginning would be the cardiologist, because many of these children do have cardiac problems.
About 80% of children with Williams syndrome will have heart problems. The most common is a narrowing of the main artery of the body, but it may be just hypertension. About 15% of children present with high calcium levels in infancy, and this causes problems with feeding and vomiting, and these children may be very sick, and that's how the diagnosis is made. In previous years, it was made on the basis of clinical findings and examination. Now we're able to do genetic tests, and a test called FISH is used to make the diagnosis.
I'm a neurodevelopmental pediatrician, and I see children who've got developmental delays, and when we see a child that is delayed, we obviously look for a reason for the delay, and we look at the child's facial features and growth to give us some indication of what the cause of the delay may be.
In the scenario that a diagnosis of Williams syndrome is made, it has to be confirmed through a blood test. The reason for that is there are other lookalikes that mimic Williams syndrome, and again, the problem of Williams syndrome can be occasionally transmitted in families. So a parent, either the father or the mother, may transmit the small deletion or hole in chromosome 7 directly to the child, and this may then be passed on from generation to generation.
As with anything that's rare, particularly your local health practitioner would probably never have come across a child or a person with Williams syndrome before. In a doctor's lifetime, they may possibly see one person affected with Williams syndrome, and so the opportunity to recognise and make the diagnosis becomes more difficult. We also know that within rural communities there are huge clinics dealing with large volumes of children, and unless a parent brings the child to the attention of the health practitioner, that child may well go undiagnosed until much later. Obviously, with any disability or learning problem or particular need, special need that a child has, the earlier a diagnosis is made, the better, so that one can intervene. And we know, for example, that with Williams syndrome, there are a number of health issues that need surveillance over time, so that one needs to make the diagnosis in order to monitor and look at the heart problems. And in fact, that's how many Williams syndrome children are picked up. Their heart problem is the manifesting medical problem, and as a result of going to a specialist centre, specialists there would pick up that this was in fact part of a genetic disorder, and that's how the diagnosis is made.
Yes, and as I said with little Johan, No syndrome exactly describes any child. You can't, when you say the child has got Williams syndrome, you can't say the child's IQ is this or the child's going to be exactly. We're all individuals. And the fact that you've got a genetic difference or a little bit of a gene missing doesn't mean that you're all exactly the same. Some children are going to be more intelligent, some children are going to behave in a slightly different way. I even saw autism associated with Williams syndrome on the internet. These children are very unautistic children generally, but sure, there may be a child that's autistic and got Williams syndrome. They don't all have the same congenital heart defect, but we know it's a risk thing. So.
We're Tasha and Dean van Art, and this is our little girl Amy. She's 5 years old. When she was about 6 months, the doctor suspected she had Williams syndrome. When she was about a year, they confirmed their suspicion. And just when she was on a year and a month, she had open heart surgery.
Niks fout gewees nie, ons het niks agtergekom nie. Tot op 6 weke het sy 'n liesbreuk gehad en dit is ook een van die simptome van Williams syndroom.
When there is a developmental delay, the parents obviously want to know what the problem is. You know, why is my child got a developmental delay? Am I going to have other children with a problem? Is it something I did wrong? Is also a concern parents have. So if you can reassure parents that it's nothing that they could have prevented, that it was totally non-preventable, and it was just fate that predetermined this baby. Having this variation, genetic variation, I think it's easier for many parents to accept.
Van verlede jaar af het ek hartprobleem gehad, ek was benauwd geweest en toe het hulle net heeltemal vir my gesê dat ek Williams syndroom het. En dit was vir my 'n skok.
Because the majority of children with Williams syndrome have cardiovascular and heart abnormalities, they need to be diagnosed early. And this is because the conditions themselves may be progressive and require surgical repair. And it's for that reason that one wants an early diagnosis.
Ja, ek was baie opgewonde want ek het skoliose en ek het nooit gedink ek kan kinders hê nie. Ja. Nie eers gedink ek kan trek in die jaar. Johan is toen in die 4de enetjie. Hy is op 38 weke gebore, maar reeds op 10 weke het die ginekoloog vir ons gesê daar kan fout wees. Toe het ek gevra, ons moet met mekaar gaan sit en praat. Hy wil toetse doen, maar as hy die toetse doen, dan kan ons baba dalk verloor. En as hy die toetse doen en die toetse daar aan ons 'n verhoogde risiko, dan moet ons besluit wat gaan ons doen. Gaan ons aan met die swangerskap of moet hy beëindig word? Toe ek en Dries met mekaar gesels en na 'n maand is ons terug na die ginekoloog toe en dit is ons gesê ons gaan glad nie die toetse doen nie. Soos wat die Here vir ons die baba gee, so gaan ons hom groot maak. Dus is deur die swangerskap in 32 weke was ek met een van my latere opvolgbesoeke. Toe sê die ginekoloog die baba groei nie na wense nie. So daar's nou kan groot fout wees, hy kan nou sterwend wees. Ons moes van 32 weke af elke dag vir 'n uur monitor sy bewegings en dan moet dit vergelyk met die vorige dag. En die oomblik as dit agteruit gaan, dan moes ons die ginekoloog onmiddellik bel, want dit sou aanleiding wees dat daar 'n ernstige fout is. Nou eventueel is ons deur die hele swangerskap en op 38 weke sy met 'n keisersnee gebore. Hy was maar 2,56 kg. Dis soos ek het daai tyd gesê as my pakkie suiker, want dit is soveel soos wat 'n pakkie suiker weeg.
39 weke toe my tweede laaste ondersoek was. Toe trek die ginekoloog net so. Sy lees na van die kind van die vorige week af niks gegroei nie.
Ja. Gewig verloor.
Dit het actually gewig verloor. Ja. En dat my daai selfde middag wat ek vir die ondersoek was, daai selfde middag in die hospitaal ingejaag en daar 'n wit-keiser gehad en hy het daai hartmonitortjie op my maag gesit en die kind se hart het net so akkenou geklop.
Ja.
Ja, just plan maar. En hy is daar gebore op 39 weke en hy het 1,9 kg geweeg, wat baie klein was.
Ja.
En hy was so klein en moeg en uitgeteer eintlik al, dat hy kon glad nie swyg nie.
Dus ons na huis toe met hom, hy het ook geelse gehad, ons was 2 weke ook in die hospitaal met geelse. En toe ons huis toe, hy was 'n week by die huis, op 3 weke, toe het hy begin opgooi. Alles wat ingekom het, het uitgegaan. In die nag, in die dag, ons het later aan die skoon klere gehad, en die skoon bedde goed nie, ons het net so uitgekom. Toe die huisdokter vir ons 'n stroopie gegee, dit gebeur by babas dat hulle opgooi, die stroop het nie gewerk nie, en na 3 weke, hy was 6 weke, toe sy helemaal gedehydreer. En toe is ek omtrent gedaan. Dries het die oggend na hom gekyk, het was 'n Vrydagoggend. Toe sê ek net bietjie gaan slaap. Hy gaan hom vat. Hy het hom in die studeerkamer in die kerkpark langs die lesenaar gesit en hy sê hy so hom vat. Dis 'n yskoud. Net ek daar kan Dries vertel.
Ja, wel ek gaan die kinderarts en ek sê dit van kan te stel want ek kan er agterkom. Ons studeer en hy het dadelik diagnoseer. Dit is pyloriskoliose, die onderste kleepie van die maag wat te vergroei het. En die volgende dag is geopereer en dit was die einde van daai probleem.
Ja, ek het ongeveer sy 12 weke ondersoek en daar was 'n paar dinge wat die pediater laat dink het dat daar mag dalk 'n sindroom teenwoordig wees. Dit was onder andere 'n naaltjiebreek wat self herstel het op die ouend, maar dit het op daai stadium nie, dit was 'n taamlike naaltjiebreek. Hy het reflux gehad, hy het die hartreising gehad, natuurlijk die trekkies op die gezicht. En dan die feit dat ek vir die dokter gesê het dat hy het nie van geboorte af het ek gewonder van iets fout is nie, want hy het nie soos wat ek verwag het na my gekyk as ek hom begin hanteer nie. Sy oogies het bly dwaal, daar was nie daai oogkontak nie, hy het baie laat geglimlag. En toe die dokter gesê, hy gaan jou eerste stuur vir die hartsonaar, en daar het die onelastiese hartveersel opgewys. En toe sê sy nee, dit is Williams, ons kan maar daarvoor laat toets, en dit het ook positief teruggekom.
Toe die volgende aand het hy opgehou asemhaal, vir 2-3 minute heeltemal opgehou asemhaal, omdat hy so klein en swak was.
Toe het hy nou begin floreer en die vooruit gaan. Maar die mylpale altyd maar agter gewees. Ons het al meer besef dat hy nie sit wanneer hy moet sit nie, dat hy nie kruip wanneer hy moet kruip nie, dat hy nie praat nie. En ek dink ek 20 maande, 22 maande, toe het ons uiteindelik vir die ginekoloog, vir die kinderarts gesê, ons wil nou weet wat gaan aan. En toe het hy ons na die Transvaal Memorial Institute Trevor Jenkins te verwys. En hy het so 2 keer was ons by hom gewees wat hy probeer het om nog iets te doen. En dan sê hy is a normal, intelligent little boy, with a medical backlog. Dit was sy uitdrukking geweest. En toe die 3de keer, toe vat hy na Johan Coetzee toe. Sy het hom net so gekry, soos Williams toe.
So, dis natuurlijk 'n skok as jy dit nou dadelik hoor, maar dis 'n ding wat moet aangespreek word en jy vat dit maar van daar af soos jy dit kry.
Ek het 'n bietjie met arbeidsterapeute en fisioterapeute en so begin skakel en ons het die staartprogram begin gebruik en in die huis basies stimulasie begin. Alles wat ons gedoen het, was daar om ons weer aan te stimuleren. Ons het met hom gespeel het, of ons met mekaar gespeel het, af daarvan. En, de resultaat zit langs ons.
When a child is first diagnosed, you feel that this is truly like, it's going to alter your whole life. And in many good ways it does. It teaches you things you never thought you would either know about or feel or actually take notice of. You learn so much that you really do benefit in so many ways. But then after the shock and all, it's also good to know that life actually becomes normal. It takes a while, depending on how severely the child's been affected, but life does become normal. You laugh again, you have a normal family. And with our relationship with Björn, we've always felt he is just a normal kid with some special needs.
Maar ek kan maar sien hoe sy het voel, maar persoonlik het nie verskriklik waar jy emosies daar rondneem. Vir my is sulke goed maar deel van die lewe. Jy gaan daar deur. En die enigste vraag wat die mens het is, wat is die toekoms? Wat word van hom as ons die dag nie meer daar is? Dit is nou maar die type van vraag waarmee jy self vandag nog hoor. Waar gaan hy heen as ons die dag nie meer daar is? Wie gaan hom kyk wat word van hom?
he is just one of our children. Each of them, they've got their strengths and weaknesses, and it's exactly the same for a Williams syndrome child. They have strengths and weaknesses, and we work on both continuously, but not in any therapeutic way, but just in normal day-to-day life.
Rondom die diagnose en sulke goeders het ek net geweet. Dit is nie maar, ons het dan gesê, want maar groot dat die Here ons gegee het, en dit is ons 'n goeie wil om het so te doen, en dan moet ons dan saam leef en die beste daarvan maak. Ons het van die begin af gesê, en miskien in die woorde van een van die fysioterapeute wat ons gesien het, nie 'n plafon op die kop sit nie. Sy potensiaal is onbeperk. Jy kan daar potensiaal bereik.
Ja, hy kan gaan waar hy wil. Ons toegekom, so hy kan nou binne ons plaas. Hy gaan speel buite en hy baie lief vir ploeg en enigiets met 'n trekker doen en so, en hy gaan ook saam met sy pa werk. Soos hy nou werk, en dan gaan hy ry trekkers en hy help met die beeste en die kos gee, en ons wil nog weer koeimelk so.
Ja, vir my persoonlik was dit nie moeilik om te aanvaar. Dit is 'n kind wat die deel is van die huishouding van ons geloof.
Yeah, we only got a pamphlet from Dr. Jacqueline, a pamphlet describing the Williams, what problems he's going to present, and what you're going to do about schooling. That was in general, and that's all you had. So we went home and we started raising this boy, and then once we took him through the START program, he was then at the mental age of a 3-year-old in certain areas. Some of the other areas did not develop at the same pace. So we were okay with what we could get from him. And that he was already 4.5 at that stage. And then we realized that we have to move on to a bigger place. And that's why we came to East London, so that Johan could benefit from therapy, from schooling, because we were living in the country.
Dat ons gaan nie toelaat dat ons het nie regtig inligting gehad. Ons het eintlik geweet wat dit regtig is nie, maar ons het net besluit, maar hierdie ding gaan vir ons nie onderkry nie. Ons het vrede daarmee gemaak, na baie trane, glo vir my, nagte se wakker lê.
Nou last primary school.
Yeah.
And there he did 2 years. And then they put him in the grade R class, and that was a disaster.
Yeah, that's where all his problems started.
Then we took him out of there and we took him to Grains, and he was in Grains for 2 years, and then they tried him in grade 1.
And that was the big fall.
Which didn't work too. So after that we decided homeschooling is the answer.
Williams' children are smart and handicapped. Their learning barriers prevent them from participating in mainstream activities.
Ja, my eerste gevoel is absoluut, jy kan dit nie glo nie, en dan vir my was dit dat ek gevoel het, ek was kwaad, hoekom ek? Hoekom is daar soveel ander mense wat normale kinders het, wat het ek kan nou gedoen, hoekom het ek kan nou 'n kind kry wat gestrem is, en dan sê mense vir jou om jou te laat beter voel, wat die spesiale ouers wat so 'n kind kry, en dan dink voel dit by jou, jy wil gil, want dit is nie wat jy wil hoor nie, want ek wil 'n spesiale, normale kind hê, nie 'n spesiale gestremde kind hê. Maar ek dink dit het vir ons nogal 'n redelike tydjie gevat om dit te aanvaar, 2-3 jaar omtrent. En ek sê, maar later jy raak dit gewoon. Jy raak gewoond aan hoe sy is, en jy aanvaar later, sy vorder nie so vinnig soos ander kinders nie, maar ten minste in die skool wat sy is, sy vorder tog, dat is elke dag ontwikkeling, haar spraak, haar gedagtes, hoe sy haarself uitdruk.
There was no information on material for Johan, because the Homeschool Society in East London has 52 families, but none of their material had any help, because Johan couldn't read or write, so you couldn't apply those material to a child who's still between 3 and 5 years in development in certain areas. So that's why I had been reaching out to all the universities. We went to see psychologists in Worcester, in Johannesburg. We've moved around the country to find support so that Johan can read and write. and that never happened. So then Johan had the double heart bypass in the middle of 2003. That was the year that he has been turned away from school, just only 2 weeks after he started his school career.
Hy's verskriklik gehoorsaam en ek kan regtig sê hy verdien dit. Hy's 'n uiters goed gemanierde jong man. En dit is al hierdie dinge. Hy's is alles die Here se genade. Dit is wat ek wil stel. Ek weet elke mens is uniek op sy eie kind wat hierdie probleem het. Is anderster, maar Albertus is vir ons 'n verskriklike spesiale kind. En sy sussie is vir hom baie lief en hy vir haar en hy's baie lief vir diere.
When you have a child with special needs, you should understand and realize that you have a person in your hands that is very vulnerable. It needs a lot of more support, and to cope it demands a lot more of life than a normal child. Therefore, the family and everybody else should give much more support than normally.
Johan Coetzee is a special child with an extraordinary life, living each day to the full.
And there's only one reason why Williams syndrome children is doing the things they must do, because when they see people they don't know, they greet them with hands and they share the experience. I think when I think about my life being a firefighter man or a rescuer, I think it will be great to be at the fire department.
So I don't think Williams syndrome actually explains anybody as a human being. You still have your individual characteristics, and I think that's also very important to understand.
And the most funny thing is I got a little bit of lack of plans in my head for the future. So when my mom and dad dies, I might need some help with my education and my experience, so I can work myself through and get to the life I want to be.
I'd like to be a choir teacher.
Okay.
I'd like to be famous as Dr. Smith. He is the best choir teacher you could ever find in the actual world.
And no one can actually say you can't do your work. You're not this, you're not that. So if these people think, let the kid just be himself, then they can see.
When Reach for a Dream approached Johan, they had news to help fulfill his greatest dream and desire. Johan had 6. With his cognitive disabilities, Johan's special schooling needs are taken care of by his mother. Magda's practical educational approach consists of interesting field trips, exposing Johan to various skills and careers, and then constructing his daily lessons around these experiences.
The syndrome itself is a particularly interesting one in the sense that these children are extremely hyperactive, they have short attention spans, they tend to have poor memories, and they have huge areas within the intellectual ambit which have gaps, and so they are a challenge for neurodevelopmental specialists.
Johan was referred to me for a developmental assessment as he was struggling within a mainstream schooling situation. And the developmental assessment showed that he had typical features of children with Williams syndrome. He had great difficulty with writing and copying shapes, but a good ability with language, even though that too was delayed for somebody of his age. And it was through consultation and teamwork, and with their input, his mother has been able to then go on and teach him at home using the methodology that they have found helpful for Johan. So it's been very much an individualized approach which has helped him.
Yeah, with the STER program, that was wonderful. We went there once every month to Johannesburg, and then they gave us homework for the next month, and they gave us a lot of advice. So one of the things that I did is I put up posters on the walls with collections, cars, aeroplanes, tractors on one. And the other one I will have vegetables, fruit, to help him to organize things, to group things. And today he's very good at that. His perspective is very good. Yeah. And they gave me a lot of exercises that I could do at home.
Children with Williams syndrome have a unique cognitive and behavioral profile. In early years, they often have language and motor delays in their development. Older children tend to have language as a strength, but it's often associated with an intellectual disability. And because the children speak so well, people assume that they understand more than they do. One of the other problems they have to contend with is they have visuospatial problems, which makes reading and writing very difficult for them.
We were just aware of it, that we are doing it. With the other kids, we did it also. But with him, we are aware that we are stimulating a certain group of muscles or a certain part of the brain or that sort of thing.
And everything for him took longer. And then especially that STER helped me with in Johannesburg is that they had toys. It was called the toy library. And then I could take out 4 toys every month.
They also have low concentration and high energy levels, which can be a challenge.
At the end of 2003, I spoke to the Director of Education. That was when we just formed the Williams Syndrome Association. So I spoke to him and I explained to him Johan's problem. And he was very, very supportive. He said he will back us in all. But they were still believing in inclusive education. And I did explain to him inclusive education is not going to help.
Our experience of inclusion in the UK found that these children needed extra adult help, small classes and specialist teaching in order to help them. They also needed programs that were individually tailored and graded to their particular needs. They certainly are able to learn to read and write, and many children are able to then go on and study further. As with any disability, children with Williams syndrome need a team approach in assisting the families and the child themselves. This would consist of the teaching and education profession, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, speech therapists, psychologists, pediatricians, geneticists, and the GP. Experience elsewhere has shown that most adults with Williams syndrome will continue to need help as adults in their daily lives.
Ja, hierdie werk.
Okay, wat een koop ek mee? Wat hierdie ene? Okay, dit is myne.
Stommer weer slaan het nou se slag met 'n vuis.
1-6 na die ander.
Nergens 'n bul op 'n haai waar die stommers kan keer nie. Ergens iewers op 'n rugbyveld begin die stommer weer. Stommers, laat die priesie die bulle verwaai.
Nou weet jy mekaar jy laat jy was.
Ek dink dan is dit.
Is dit?
Ja.
Jy daai dag sy bal ook lekker geslaan, hè?
Ja.
En jy onthou hoe jy daai bal geslaan, hoe moes jy hom vashou die kolf?
Ja. Soos ek nou daai een presies daai weer geval het.
Ja.
Dis so ek kan gooi.
Nou wys 'n bietjie vir ons hoe slaat jy die bal, hoor? Jy moet hom hier by my slaan nou, né? Wat sê?
Ja, dit is jou eie kop, dis sy aantekening.
Ja.
Die stommer weer laat die skare staan na elke veld waar die spelers gaan.
Vriend om jou te help. En dis waar ek in hierdie etappe begin het. Ons het vriende geword vanaf ons begin speel het.
Die ding van die musiekterapie wat ons toepas is die oomblik as die terapie dan ek sê reg heeltemal terapie nie. As die terapie stadiger gegaan of sagter gegaan. Dan
wat met jou?
Johan het ook sagter gegaan. Dit is maar net 'n tipiese ding van die kommunikasie wat ons opgebou het in die tydperk wat ons met mekaar saam gespeel het en saam gewerk het. Dis nogal dis nogal 'n wonderlike ding. Dit is 'n groot achievement as ek dit so kan noem om op die ou einde daai trust en kommunikasie op te bou. Amper 21 maande al. Dit is 'n baie lang proses. Bloot omdat jy moet heeltemal 'n verhouding van vooraf opbou en dit is belangrik want anders gaan 'n mens nooit deur die musiek kan kommunikeer nie. En dis wat ons het gebruik. Om mee te begin, dit gaan vir hom geweldig baie selfvertroue gee want hy gaan voor mense kan speel en hy gaan trots wees op homself oor wie hy is en sy selfvertroue gaan absoluut die hoogte inskiet. Dit behoort hom ook te help met kommunikasie. Bloot omdat daar tussen my en hom 'n kommunikasie opgebou is, gaan hy ook dit makliker kan oordra na ander mense.
They're often also very sensitive to sound and don't like noises that to you or me would not be a problem, such as the vacuum cleaner or the noise of a truck passing.
I'm a music therapist and I've been working with Johan since
gender. And we work in English and Afrikaans, depending on how well I can cope with the Afrikaans. And he was referred because he has real ease with talking with adults, which is part of his disorder. With Williams syndrome, the children can function very well in an adult environment and don't function very well with other children because children just can't relate to a Williams child. So we have a very good rapport between us. And Williams children also are very musical. They have an extremely natural musical ability and an extremely natural musical ability.
There's a girl that I knew, extremely beautiful and true. Even though I tried to resist, she was in a dark blue dress. Her skin was soft to impress. If she only knew how I felt. And as she looked back at me, I cannot explain why I turned and gave my heart away. I said, baby, won't you look into my eyes, see how beautiful you are to me. Lady, it is my desire to hold you in my arms with me.
So Johan just comes in and we make music together. He has an inability to express himself emotionally, which is really why we're working together, why we're going the music therapy route. Children with Williams syndrome do generally have an inability to express themselves emotionally. They function at about the age of a 4-year-old emotionally, so they can't express themselves emotionally. And that's where the music therapy comes in. I try to encourage songwriting that talks about emotions. It's taken us about 10 sessions to get to a stage where he will sing about emotions, and that happens quite infrequently, so we're still working on that. He does a lot of role play with the puppets and storytelling with the puppets and takes on a lot of personas, so we do a lot of role play. He'll take on an adult character, and then I will be in a child position. And I think that's quite therapeutic for him because he is a child himself, yet he relates like an adult. So a lot of the time he gets to be the adult in the role playing, and then I'm the child and he gets to act out how he feels he'd like to be, and he can kind of treat me the way he feels that he's being treated. And his mom sits in the next room and she often chuckles and tells me afterwards how she can hear him talking like his father, so it's very interesting. So he really enjoys the puppets. We spend most of our session with the puppets and then improvising on the piano.
Johan has taken part in quite a number of our functions where he's had to walk on the ramp as a model. I found this has actually helped build up his confidence. It's helped him with his balance as well as making friends with the other children, and also it helped him with a bit of dress style and clothing coordination. He thoroughly enjoys it. As often when we see him out shopping, he runs to me and says, when's his next show? He's ready to start working. He wants to make money. So I just feel that obviously he's enjoyed what he's learned in our classes, and it's just going to build him up and give him even more and more confidence and to make friends, which I think is very important for him to build up relationships with other children his own age.
has a genetic condition and it's not diagnosed early, and it can be very difficult to diagnose early if it manifests in a way that's mild, or they don't have particular medical complications. And then it's often the fact that the child is not achieving the same milestones as their peers, or they've got particular difficulties that the parents are struggling with that causes the parent to then seek help. And often they have to go to more than one person. And it is a real problem that children with special needs and their parents encounter, that there may not be the expertise, or there may not be a sympathetic ear that just hears of the difficulties that they're dealing with, and they often end up being shunted from pillar to post.
Oor vare Christmas het ek my misgis met paaseiers van die asse lê. Ons leef op 'n aardbol vol vrae wat aanhou draai na die laaste dag. Jy speel in jou kamer met kabouters.
The similarities among Williams people are astounding, both in behavior and appearance.
My bly op die maan, as vakkie het verslaap en ek kan nie aan die slaap raak nie jou. Naam staan in die wind, maar die fietjies jou s'nachts vind, jou kinderoogies blind. Vir nou is jy 'n meisiekind.
I don't think I can say that I love you enough. I don't think that my words are adequate enough. That my love for you cannot be described. It cannot be contained. How I feel inside. Your love inside. Your love inside. I don't think I can say that I love you enough. I don't think that my words are adequate enough. That my love for you cannot be described. It cannot be contained. How I feel inside. You love me with.
Creating awareness for any cause is no easy task. The Williams Association of South Africa, based in East London, is motivated in educating those affected by the syndrome, the medical community, and educational institutions not yet familiar with Williams syndrome, and to create an awareness in order to assist those families not yet aware of their child's disorder.
Okay, mama, nou moet jy wys.
Okay, gaat ons.
Vandag is daar honderde duisende mense dood en 10 mans gevange geneem nadat hulle
Sometimes sibling love can inspire something extraordinary. Janine, Johan's sister, wrote and produced a play, Stupid Alfonsi, the first of its kind to create awareness and educate on Williams syndrome.
omdat ek nog nie kan lees nie. Police captain, I work at the station almost every day. Stupid boy, stupid boy. I'm not stupid, okay? Doe maar. Nee, los my. Ek gaan nou speel. Ons speel Dragon Ball Z. Ja! Los my uit. Suikerbos, ek wil jou hê.
Die play was basies, dit was in die stadium waar ons baie gewerk het aan bewustmaking. En toe het ek gedink, nou maar, hoekom skryf ek nie maar net 'n play nie. En toe het ek maar 'n play geskryf, dit was basies gebaseer op Johan, die hoofkarakter, maar daar was baie verskille en die ouers was anders en sulke goed. Ek het net, dit was basies 'n bewustmakingsplay tel tog as mens dit so kan.
The worst one is when the guys say in the police at the top is, we're gonna take you for a fun. And I think that time they did, when they brought the helicopter up, I was so fun. Because when I actually did it, I think like, whoa, this was...
Johan lives a full life, exploring his passions freely with the loving help of his family and the caring community in East London.
Just stand put and you can give Johan his coffee.
My emotions turning about. I've been lying, I've been cheating, I've been running from you. Oh, yes, I could not hide, but it's you, yes, it's you. Heart's been aching from the wrong I've done, and I'm missing you. Sweet precious moments are a struggle, and too hard to find. No, you want me, yes, you told me, yeah, but I would not heed. Yet you love me, yet you help me. I
Watch out! Take that, man. Check, please.
Adolescents tend to get preoccupied with certain topics and subjects and can want to research a lot about them or speak repetitively and endlessly about them, which can drive their families mad.
just what you think of me. You give me hope. You give me peace. You are my God. You are my King. You give me hope. You give me peace. You are my God. You are my King.
It was so great to be with the fire department and the police for about 4 years, and the police helped me a lot. The most experienced things for me is when I see motorbikes and cars and ambulances and fire engines. I just want to see them coming to meet me in my home or coming to see me, because these are the most favorite things I ever have.
You're not a loving God, the sinner, the Savior, having relay. No tell, no twist, and glorious day. Oh, I can't deny this love, this feeling you give and definitely. Oh, I can't run away, oh, I can't escape your love.
Noodligte, my noodligte. Dis ook gewoon 'n noodligte. En dis ook om die regte radius en die regte noodligte.
And it's covering me. Oh, I can't run away. Oh, I can't escape your love. Simply irresistible, contagious and reciprocal. Yes, it's simply unconditional. I've got this coin in my hand. One side is heads and the other's tails. You've got a choice, a time to choose. So many opposites, one bad, one good. Look at the Father, he'll make you a son. No guilt, no shame, one glorious day. Oh, I can't deny this love, this feeling you give and definitely. Oh, I can't run away, oh, I can't escape your love. Yeah, more than words, you captured me. It's the blood you gave and it's covering me. Oh, I can't run away, oh, I can't escape your love. Yes, it's simply irresistible, contagious and reciprocal. Yes, it's simply unconditional.
You will see in the documentary, he's got quite a busy life. He experiences things that most adults never experienced in their life. For instance, like riding in the cockpit of a DC-9 of one time. One time's aeroplanes landing at Johannesburg International Airport, sitting in the cockpit of that huge aeroplane.
When I think about that airplane that we had taken us from London to Johannesburg Airport was quite scary for me, because it was quite a big hill to see, and it was quite fun to be in the cockpit.
Johan continues to make friends, especially among the adult community of East London. He is outgoing, friendly, and one just can't help but be drawn to this exceptional child.
What does it say? All of them. Yeah. Smart, eh? Bang bang policeman. It's not to the nearest. I tell him.
Lucky haircut, huh?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Johan. Happy birthday to you.
And this is just our little way of saying thank you to Johan, because he's one of our regulars, he's part of the family here. Tracy, you'll get to meet Tracy later on. Tracy's been an integral part of his development, as Martha will tell you. So we felt it's only the right thing to have something special for Johan today.
Let's just eat.
So from here, where you off to the outlaw?
I think you will enjoy it.
Nou, ik moet glad niet meer zo schrijven. En hij is net 2 jaar bij de IJzerhuis school. En het is een fantastisch.
They also have this very friendly and outgoing nature, and particularly towards adults. Their understanding of speech is not as good as their expression, and this is where the impression is gained that the child is more able than they actually are.
He focuses on adults, on people that are older than him. So he reaches out and he speaks to everybody, and in that way I think a lot of the business community in East London got involved with Johan, started asking questions, started reaching out to him again, and in that way I think the community of East London started reaching out and involving Johan in different things.
Hy kla my hand baie seer gedruk.
Kan hom voel hy?
Ja, nee, hy's groot.
Die mense wie ek ken is baie vriendelik. My Bria Spoor het vir my gehelp in die 5 jaar wat ek so met hulle gehelp het en met hulle gekuier het. Andy is 'n goeie vriend van my. Hy werk by Spoor.
Well, I met Johan 5 years ago when we relocated the Spur and the Panaratis to Berea. Struck me as a very friendly young chap who came and introduced himself to me. And later I got to know his family through him. And a while after that, Johan had a medical scare. He had a triple bypass. And from that, when I got to know more about his condition through Magda, I decided to get involved with fundraising, and because of the great job that Magda was doing in creating awareness of Williams syndrome, it was an automatic response to me to get involved and assist her, and all the energy that she'd been putting into it, it was just the right thing to do for us to give her a hand, and of course do something for our great friend Johan.
Kevin kom doen. Van jou.
Jou takkies is al stikkend gedraag. Jou voete is seer van die wind en die weer. Te wind verwaai, om terug te draai. Waar is jy vanavond? Staan jy nog steeds op die ster? Was die lucht braskaars op 'n donderdag? Is jy nog nie verleen nie? Is jou siel nie beseer nie, of lyk jy dat om alleen te staan? Wat sal jy sê, as die wind jou nou verby, en die aarde op draai, as die water op vloei, regering jou wil boei, want het maak toch nie meer saak nie, want ek bly nie in die Kaap nie.
In 2003, Johan had a medical emergency and survived only by the grace of God, first-rate medical assistance from the doctors in Cape Town, and the triple heart bypass they performed to save his life. And it was inspirational to see East London rally around Johan and his family through their prayers and support.
Aan die binnekant is die styfes ons lekker, broer die klip drift al sterker, of is die jou geld al lang al op. Wat sal jy sê, as die wind jou nou verby, en die aarde op draai, as die water op vloei, regering jou wil boei, want het maak toch nie meer saak nie, want ek bly nie in die Kaap nie, ek sit in Mosselbaai. Sou die dag kom wat jy weer sal terugkom, of gaan jy aan nog hardloop tot 'n ewigheid? Ek wonder waar jy, ek wonder wie's aan jou sy, want ons het jou lang al verloor. Wat sal jy sê, as die wind jou nou verby, en die aarde op draai, as die water op vloei, regering jou wil boei, want het maak toch nie meer saak nie, want ek bly nie in die Kaap nie, ek sit in Mosselbaai. Wat sal jy sê, as die wind jou nou verby, en die aarde op draai, as die water op vloei, regering jou wil boei, maar het maak toch nie meer saak nie, want ek bly nie in die Kaap nie, ek
They say it takes a village to raise a child, and never more true than in the case of Johan. His development is dependent on his family and their continuous care and involvement.
Just to remember that not all of us are the same. We are different. We have different ideas, different personalities, different sides to things.
I just keep on telling them I'm trying to help the youth and people out here in East London.
Don't let other people distract you. Just be yourself. Just be yourself.
I say people, I just want to know them. I just want the truth to come out of these people.
Look at life as your own chance to actually experience what God has given you. Don't just let your life go by. Take it. Take it and do what you want.
Wat van die mense vir my hê? Wat sal hulle vir my vra? En dis net maar die Christen sal aansê word en die musiek sal gespeel word.
Just be yourself. Act naturally. Have good thoughts about things.
En dit sal nou waar die mense wil weet. Nou wie is hierdie kind wat in Wes-London bly? En dan gaan ek hulle vertel oor wat gaan gebeur daar in Wes-London en wanneer sal dit gebeur? En dis nou maar hoe dit is.
Dit was vir my die belangrikste. Gaan ek 'n seentjie hê. Ek beskryf baie ander verstandelike gestremdhede waar die kind amper net versorgend is en jy voel nie jy het regtig 'n kind nie. En ek kan werklik sê hy's 'n kind. Hy is 'n seentjie soos enige ander, hy vorder 'n bietjie stadiger. Maar hy's 'n kind soos enige ander en hy bring die plesier wat enige ander kind met sy gebring het.
A genetic disorder, a learning disability, a triple heart bypass by the age of 12, and a life fuller and more rewarding than many of us can imagine. It inspires us to appreciate the life we have. And for those others who have children with Williams and other disorders, it is not the end. It is only the beginning. There is hope.
Let's go.
Okay.